Georgia Brown. The old I wanna die for sweet Georgia Brown. Oh my, tell you why. Not much sugar said she cools it down. Well, since she came, why it's a shame how she cools them down. Rather she ain't met Georgia claims her, Georgia named her sweet Georgia Brown. Whoa.
I'm sorry, Mr. McClelland, but William's still not in yet.
The Loch Ness Monster gets sighted more often than he does. In my office as soon as he gets here.
Oh, my God, Jonas!
Sorry I'm late, Jan. You would not believe how busy we were at work this morning.
It doesn't leave us much time. Did you ask Brian about his wedding present?
Well, I couldn't. Do you know he wasn't at work all morning?
It's a bit of a nuisance. I was going to buy a filter coffee maker.
Well, you work with Vicky, ask her.
I did, but she said Brian's in charge of the list of presents.
Brian is? Was Vicky doing organising the stag night?
We don't know anything about it anyway. Did you get the money out?
Oh, well, I would have, except...
You completely forgot about it.
I completely forgot about it.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Willie. You've been sitting in a bank all day.
I know, but they're a wee bit funny about us taking their money home with us. Look, Mr. McClellan, well, rather, Adam. I know what you're going to say, but it's no use. I've had enough of this dump. It's dead boring, so it is, and I can't take any more, so... I'm sorry, mate, but...
Hi, Willie.
Hi.
McClelland's in now. Or rather, Adam. See in his office. Sorry, his dump, right away. Dead boring, I know, but there you are.
Ah, so it's true. You have been spotted in the building. Is this a flying visit or are you sticking around?
Look, Mr. McClelland, or rather, Adam. I know it's about this morning, and I've only got one thing to say. I'm really awful sorry about it. I was in the house all ready to leave, and I get this piece of just terrible news.
Somebody told you what time we actually start work here.
No, it's my Aunt Sadie. She passed away last night. We don't know what it was, except that it was serious.
Oh.
So, of course, I couldn't leave my ma. She was awful broken up about it.
Yes, well, under the circumstances.
Thanks, Mr. McClellan. If I could just mention about tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
The funeral. I'd only need the morning off. I mean, I won't go to the party. The do afterwards.
All right, what time's it at?
10 till noon one day only. We're expecting quite a big turnout.
There you go, glad you liked it.
Mr. Boyd, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thanks very much.
I've read everything you've ever wrote, all your wee stories and articles. They're not bad.
Pretty good of you. You got a book to sign?
Oh, no. I brought you these.
What's this?
You see, I'm a writer myself. I haven't had the luck you've had, so I've not as yet had anything published.
But I'm sorry, if you haven't got a book to sign, you'll have to move on.
Oh, sign this.
There are people waiting with books.
Oh, okay. Excuse me, that is my place. I want you to read these because they're an awful lot like yours. Well, they're a wee bit like yours. I mean, I haven't copied you, but they're all about Glasgow, except this one, which is about Jupiter. You don't understand. I want you to read these.
Excuse me, son. You have to move on. We've got a lot of people to get through.
No, I want him to read these and tell me what to do with them.
Look, if you don't push off, Sonny, I'll tell you exactly what to do.
Oh, I see. Like that, is it? Once you get to the top, you can't be bothered to help anybody else.
That's right, I can't be bothered.
I suppose you're too good for that kind
I'm
of
much
thing.
too good, actually. That's your book, son. £6.90.
Oh, Wayne, stuff your book. I've read everything you've ever wrote. I don't like any. It's rubbish. My dub could write better.
Let him read your stories, then.
Don't waste your money, missus. These books are garbage. I don't need you. I don't need anyone. I can make it to the top on my own. Okay? Oh, we'll just help you make it to the streets. Watch the cloth. Lucky for you, I'm in a hurry, by the way. Malky Boyd. What does he know anyway? I'm telling you, Chancellor, that's probably not even his real name.
Probably not.
Tenement tales. Fairy tales, more like. Probably never even lived in a tenement. Probably grew up surrounded by double glazing and patio doors. All duvets and bidets and blue water down the lavvy.
Probably not.
Do you want another?
I can't, Willie. I've got a date with a wonderful guy.
Ooh!
The bookie. Should you not be at work?
Haven't been in all day. Told them I was at a funeral.
Will you tell him you got chucked out?
I will not tell them anything. In fact, I might not go back at all. I'm jacking it in.
Again? That's your favourite song, Willie.
No, I mean it this time. This time, I'm going to go through with it. Because of these. These are good stories. Malky Boyd would probably just have stolen them. I'm glad he didn't read them.
Aye, bit of luck that, eh? Look, Willie. Don't get carried away. I mean, that pile of waste paper's hardly worth giving up a steady job for.
Listen to who's talking. A man who's allergic to work. You haven't had a steady job since school bully.
Hey, Hudson. Me and Tam have got the market on Sundays, the scrap midweek, and I'm signing on twice a month down the brew. I'm far too busy to get a job.
That's hardly real work, though, is it? When I leave my job, it will be to do something worthwhile and creative.
And what's Jan got to say about that?
I cannot believe that you want to give up your future at the bank for some silly stories that no one even wants to read.
Well, I wouldn't put it exactly like that.
Well, how would you put it then?
I suppose that's as good a way to put it as any.
Willie, you have to be practical. You can't afford to quit. We've been saving up for years to get engaged and you still haven't got the bus fare to the jewellers.
Money isn't everything, you know. I just want to do something that's a wee bit different.
Oh, like having no social life, no future, no money?
I haven't got any of them as it is.
Doesn't it bother you that we're already becoming the odd ones out? All of our friends are getting married or engaged these days.
Frank and Linda aren't. They're getting divorced.
Well, they got married first. This is just typical of you, Willie. You get one ridiculous idea in your head and take it to extremes. You have to overdo everything. You never know when to stop.
I knew you wouldn't understand. Well, it doesn't matter. My friends will understand. My real friends. Leaving your job takes... Well, it takes a wee bit of planning.
Why? It didn't take them this long to plan the Great Escape.
Could you stop here a minute, pal? I want to get some cigarettes.
Okay.
I'll not be a minute.
Here, wait a minute. He doesn't smoke. Money.
Oh, so you're up at last. Do you know I've been calling you for half an hour? Your breakfast will be cold. Now, you'd better back up your ideas, young man, or you'll be getting the sack.
No, I'm not. I've already quit.
Yeah, what? In the name of God, Willie, have you taken leave of your senses?
Calm down. I haven't actually already quit. But I've already thought about it, and I'm going to do it.
Do you know your poor father fought in the war to get you that job?
Could you not have fought a wee bit harder and got me a better one?
I will not have you mocking your father in his own home. God rest his soul.
You'll not get much rest with you keeping his ashes on top of the telly, will you?
But what's to become become of you if you leave the bank?
I've told you before loads of times I want to be a writer.
But that's hardly a real job now, is it?
Harold Robbins thinks it is. Graham Greene thinks it is.
Well, stop hanging around with them. Where you meet these people. They should mind their own business.
It is their business. They are writers. Come on, Ma. I've always wanted to be a writer.
Oh, no, you haven't. I can remember when you wanted to be Dennis Law and play football for Scotland.
I was 7. The same year I wanted to be Superman. This is a wee bit different, is it not?
You're not going to eat that.
It's freezing. Oh, aye. But my mail isn't. Have you been holding these over the kettle again?
What a thing to say. Wouldn't dream of it.
It's amazing, this place. My breakfast is cold, but my letters are roasting.
Don't change the subject. And what has Janice got to say about all this?
It doesn't matter what Janice has got to say about all this. I'm 26. I ought to run my own life and make my own decisions, and I'm going to, starting right now. See this wedding on Saturday? That's out for a start. I'm not going.
Don't be ridiculous. Of course you're going.
Why should I? Because you say so. Why should I?
Because you're the best man, that's why.
It's a remarkable thing, Joe, in the human mind. You know that most people only use 1/10 of their brain. When do you plan to start using your 10th? Try not to staple them to your tie. All set for tomorrow, Brian? Not nervous about the big day?
No, not at all.
Good. Marriage can be wonderful, if you're lucky. As lucky as Mrs. McClellan and I have been.
Yes, I'm sure.
Women are complex, fascinating creatures. The trick is to make them feel that they're the loveliest, the most desirable person in your life. Of course, if you can make your wife feel that way too, so much the better.
The late Mr. Melvin. Sorry, we had to start without you again, William.
Sorry.
No. I should be grateful you turned up at all. You can't even drag yourself in here promptly. How are you going to get him to the church in time?
Oh, that's all right. I've arranged an alarm call.
You could sleep through, though.
Not this kind.
Willie, will you give yourself a shake and hurry up? If you're not ready when that car gets
I'm
here...
ready.
Yeah, well, if you're late for Brian...
I've only got my jacket to put on.
Well, if the traffic's heavy between here and the church...
If the church falls down in the middle of the service. If the ministers run off with the brownie leader. If Brian's already bigamously married to all the lassies for Bananarama. You can suppose anything you like, Ma, so gives a break, eh?
Put your jacket on.
Ma, I've done it.
What?
I've sold one. I've sold a story.
Oh, very nice, son. Put your jacket on.
Lightside Fiction magazine want to buy my story, City Lights, for £35. £35, Ma!
Will you put this on?
Please arrange to meet our fiction editor, Kevin Morrison, to discuss the sale of more material. More material! This is it. This could be the start of something big. This could be how Charles Dickens started. Or Enid Blyton.
Willie.
City Lights. Must have been quite good, eh? I'll have a copy in my bedroom. I better find it.
Willie, the car will be here at any minute.
What car?
I'm warning you. If you spoil this wedding day...
Ma, this is important. I'm coming.
There's class in that. Class. Did I write this? I believe I... Oh, beautiful. Where have you been? You're late. That doesn't matter. Guess what happened to me today? Well, you don't get a head. She's not going to put on a substitute if you're not there on the dot. Guess what happened? Go on, have a guess. Who's your cult?
Hmm? Look at that, £35. Something you'll beat your words now, Henny. I think you'll agree this now makes me a bona fide writer, eh? Sort of event is very important to me. I'm always on the lookout for funny wee stories, interesting characters. You see, actually, I'm a writer.
Who works in a bank? Excuse us, please. I have never been so embarrassed in my life. It was bad enough you forgetting your speech, but did you have to read out that stupid story of yours?
It was the only thing I could think of. Besides, I think they were rather interested.
They were not rather interested, Willie. It is not usual for the guests to get up and leave halfway through the speeches.
It was the only chance I got. Nobody would listen to me the rest of the time.
That's because it wasn't your day, Willie. It was Brian and Vicky's day. If you want people to listen to you at a wedding, have one of your own.
You never thought of trading this in for something with a better engine, Tom?
Like what?
Like a lawnmower?
No. It's a good wee van, Wally. A lot of miles left ahead of it.
What more left behind?
It just went through its MOT.
What? You mean this passed?
Oh, aye. Done it myself.
Then a burial. And I wish you'd told me you had these, Tom. I've just spent a fortune getting one for a wedding present. Well, Jan did.
They're all seconds, Wally. That one's got a chip in it.
Oh, they make chips as well, do they? I get it.
This must be one hell of a story, Willie. I can't understand a word of it. The people are the lights of every city. To know the city is to know the people. The city merely reflects their brilliance. It's quite good, that. I think.
Of course it's good. This proves I can do it, don't you see? This proves that I can be a writer.
So you gave up hope of playing for Scotland, then?
Well, suppose so.
And being Superman?
Well, the two were always incompatible. I'd never get a Scottish cap if I was born in Krypton. No. It's a writer for me. I'll soon have the money rolling in. Which reminds me, you still owe me the money for that taxi fare.
Oh, that's nice. You've wrote a bestseller and you still want to screw me for £1.20.
What? This? I'm not going to cash this. This is a symbol. I'll frame it. I might even write my notice on it and give it to McClellan. I can walk in there any time now and tell him exactly what to do with his job.
Aye? Like when? Tomorrow?
Oh, I can't. I'm meeting this fiction editor tomorrow, aren't I? But soon. Oh, yes. Any day now.
Aye, well, when you're going to sign on, let me know. I'll come along with you. Show you the ropes, the tricks of the trade.
I have told you before, I will not be in and out of the social like you. I am going to be a writer. I know I can do it. It's just a matter of getting started.
Funny. That's what Sam says about the van.
No, I'll not be at work today. Well, tell McClellan I'm going to the doctor's. I've lost my voice. No, just tell him that. Oh, hello, Mr. McClellan. I was just saying to Brian, well, I was just trying to say to Brian, what a rotten bit of luck Class, absolutely.
Mr. Morrison will see you in a minute. He's on the telephone right now.
To another writer.
Pardon?
I'm Willie Melvin, the writer. I just wondered if it was another writer he was talking to.
No, his dentist, I think.
I wrote a story about a dentist once. A dentist who gets kidnapped by alien super beings to do an emergency filling on their leader. It needs some work. I just brought these along to show that I'm keen, like.
I'm sure you'll make quite an impression.
Mr. Melvin. Get out. I made an impression, all right. On the pavement. Malky Boyd. I knew that wasn't his real name. He's probably not even Scottish. He's probably English. Do you know he said they wouldn't buy any of my stories if I paid them? Cheek. So I went right out and cashed that cheque before they cancelled it.
They wouldn't do that, son.
Would they not? That's exactly the kind of petty thing they would do. I can't stand childish, small-minded people. So I went back later, shouted names at them through the letterbox and ran away.
Aye, and what are you going to do now? I don't want you cluttering up the house all day.
Thanks very much.
Listen, why don't you go to your work?
Aye, I might as well. I'm in a bad mood anyway. It's been a right rotten day. At least it can't get any worse, eh? You want me, Mr. McClellan?
Don't flatter yourself. How's everything?
Fine.
And the family? Nobody kicked the bucket since I saw you last?
No.
Good. I've been looking at the records, William, and the last year you have lost 13 working days through illness or personal bereavement. Some kind of family curse, is it?
No, just bad luck.
Well, you could say that again. Aunts, uncles, grannies, cousins dropping like flies all over the place. Culminating most recently in poor old Sadie.
Oh, hi, Aunt Sadie. Tragic.
Funny thing is that I was talking to your mother at the wedding, and she couldn't quite place Aunt Sadie. Never heard of her, in fact.
Well, she was never what you would call close.
I'm disappointed in you, William. I mean, I felt for some time you're not happy here, but it's quite hard to tell when I see the customers more often than I see you.
I've had a lot in my mind, Mr. McClellan.
Oh, so have I. I've had you in my mind for a start. I mean, while you haven't quite raised in competence to an art form, I feel it's only a matter of time. Have you ever wondered what you'd do if you lost this job?
Well, actually, I do a bit of writing in my spare time.
I thought you worked here in your spare time.
Very good.
Now, as I see it, we have two alternatives here. I can have you replaced with a machine that doesn't work, or since you're already employed here, we can both make the best of it. In other words, do you get your entire self out, or just your finger?
Well, I've been thinking.
I'm not asking you to do anything as drastic as that, William. In fact, I've already made the decision for you. You're fired.
Pardon?
You're fired, William. Dismissed, we're letting you go. The big E, your cards, you're out. What are you planning to write, William? You obviously have trouble understanding English.
Wait a minute. You can't fire me. I've been planning to resign.
Well, you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men. Not that you fall into either category.
Yes, I do. You can't fire me. I quit.
I accept. Oh, at last we've found something to agree on.
And don't think you'll change my mind with promises of promotion either. Sorted him out, eh?
Oh, my God, what have I done? What have I done? I must be mental. It's all that donkey Malky Morris and Kevin Boyd's fault. I know what I'd like to do to him. I'd like to apologise to him. That's it. No, that'll no do any good. I've burnt my boats there. Burnt them. I've torpedoed them out the flipping water. And anyway, why should I apologise to him? I'll apologise to McClellan instead. Do you?
I've heard all about it. Brian phoned me. Just stay there and write an apology to Mr. McClelland.
An apology? What do you think I am, mental or something?
You know what they say, Jan? When one door closes, another one opens.
Of course, this is the hall again.
Good idea having it so near the front door, eh?
Loads of cupboard space. With the central heating boiler system completely concealed, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Vicky's uncle's in the business. He did all the work for us as a kind of gift, naturally.
Naturally.
Oh, that'll be the automatic timer on the built-in fan-assisted self-cleaning oven. Excuse me.
Well, that's dinner just about ready then. Go through.
Yum, yum, yum.
Oh, of course, we've been very lucky. I mean, we got a lot of lovely presents when we married. My mum and dad gave us this suite.
Oh, really? Isn't that nice, Willie? Brian's dad gave them the suite as a present.
Aye, it's lovely. Is there any more? What have I said now?
Right, coffee, everyone? Did you put the electric filter coffee maker on, Pet?
Yes, Pumpkin.
Can I help you with the cleaning up, Vicky?
Oh, no. I've only to load the multi-program dishwasher. It was a present from my parents.
Aww.
It's the same make as Frank and Linda's.
No.
By the way, have you heard that awful story going around about him? No, what is it this time? I don't know. I was hoping you did. No, but it's bound to be true anyway.
Women. Hey, Willie? Of course, the place isn't quite finished yet. There's still one or two things we need.
Pity you couldn't have another wedding, really, isn't it?
You've got a lovely kitchen, Brian. It's a beautiful house.
Well, the cheap mortgage from the bank made all the difference. It's a shame you'll miss out on that now, Willie.
Yes, isn't it?
Yes, well, we can't have everything now, can we?
How are you doing yourself, anyway? How's the writing going?
Wonderful. Sold another story this week, didn't I, Jan?
Oh, yes, that makes two, and you're only 26. Just think, if you don't retire until you're 65, you've got time to write two more.
No, you'll see. I'm starting to clean up now. I mean, it just had to happen. I was never cut out for life at the bank. I didn't belong there.
That's exactly what I said to McClelland. The funny thing is, though, he hasn't got anyone to replace you yet.
Is that right?
It's a fact. Your position's still open. I suppose that would be nice to know. I mean, if you hadn't been doing so well in your own. Here we are. Over you come then, Willie. Let's all get our places. Now, this is the third hotel we stayed at, near Carmarthen. That's the bay.
Oh, that's me with a Welsh couple we met. They were ever so nice. They had a speedboat.
Oh. They let us borrow it once for a spin round the bay. That's the bay.
Then we went on to Langaneth. You get a wonderful view all the way back to Carmarthen.
That's the bay.
Did we not see that about an hour ago?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, don't apologise. I'm just glad it's not Carmarthen Bay again.
Wait a minute, I'll just slip in the next lot. Have you got them, Vicky Pet?
Willie, try to pay a little attention, will you?
I'm already paying as little attention as I can. They've photographed every mountain, tree and blade of grass in Wales, Jan, twice. These aren't holiday snaps, it's a complete ordnance survey. If he brings out his I Spy book, I'm leaving.
And I'll be true to the song I sing, and live and die a pirate king. For I am a pirate king.
Your 2:30 appointment is here, Mr. McClellan.
William, my, this brings back memories, huh? You dropping in the middle of the afternoon, just like the old days. How long has it been?
Just over a fortnight.
Uh-huh. And is this a social call, or have you come to pick up the comics and toffees you left on your desk?
Actually, I'd like to discuss an overdraft.
My problem is that I can't lend money to just anyone who wanders in off the street.
But I'm not just anyone. Adam, you know me. You've known me for years.
And I'll try not to hold that against you, William. I'm afraid that without some kind of security, a loan is out of the question. I mean, I assume you've no regular income, no job?
No job.
But I'm sorry, but no job, no loan.
I see. Well, in that case...
Yes? Was there something else?
Well, you see, I heard. Well, what I mean is, when I left here...
When you quit?
Yep, when I left, as it turns out, I might have been a bit hasty.
Yes, hasty is a good word here, William, but let's not rule out stupid.
Well, I heard that you hadn't filled the post yet, and I was thinking, well, if it might help you out in any way...
What is it you want?
My job back. I need my job back.
Oh, I see. Well, of course, you'd have to start at the bottom again. Not that should be a problem. You seemed perfectly at home there before.
Oh, I don't know. I'd need some time to think about that.
Certainly. All the time it takes you to walk from that chair to the door.
The bottom would be okay at that.
Well, why not? All right, William, why don't we give it another try? Say tomorrow? What, about 9-ish?
Hello, Modern Miss Magazine. This is Willie Melvin, the writer. Yes, again. I just wondered if you'd read my story yet. But you've had it a fortnight. It didn't take me that long to write it. I beg your pardon, but I am not pestering you. I sent you a story. I don't think there's anything wrong in me calling to see what you think of it. Well, if you read it, I wouldn't have to keep calling you, would I? No, I'm sorry. Next week is not good enough. I think I have a right to know now. Do you want to buy it or not? Why not?
Still on the phone? A personal call or business?
Oh, I don't know, Mr. McClellan.
Well, it's obvious to me that you just haven't read it properly. No, there is no point in being hasty. Go away and read it again, and I will call back tomorrow.
All finished?
Yes, yes.
You sure? I'd hate to think you'd hung up an hour ago.
No.
I've told you before about personal calls during business hours. You deal with your chaotic private life in your own time. And the next person I catch using these phones for their own...
Mr. McClelland, that's your wife in the line.
I'll take it in my office.
I told you, Willie, McClelland can hear a private call being dialed half a mile away.
I know. Oh, they've sent another of my stories back. I don't believe it.
And if he finds out you're getting personal mail sent here as well, he'll have a fit.
Good. I hope it's fatal.
I mean it.
Well, I can keep a secret if you can, Brian.
My lips are sealed.
Well, seeing as he's got me opening all the mail anyway, seeing as I'm the one that gets all the duff jobs in here, he's not going to find out, is he?
Well, what's wrong with your own address?
My mother. She reads my letters instead of a morning paper. She always has. She knew I'd failed all my hires before I did.
Well, if McClelland finds out, he'll throw the book at you.
Good. Be nice to read something my mother hasn't read first.
I understand you. Yes, if your mother's no better, of course you should be with her. Implants can be traumatic for a woman of her age. Yes, I think I'm capable of looking after myself for a couple of days. Yes. Love to your mother. Miss you already. Michelle. Hi, Adam. I hope it's not a hassle calling you at the boutique. I just wondered if you could manage an evening out this week.
I don't know what sort of people they put in charge of magazines these days. I really don't. This is a good story. I know it's good. Jan, you read this sort of romantic rubbish. What do you think of it?
I think you should put it away and stop boring everyone to death with it.
I'll read it, Willie.
Well, thank you, Vicky. At least someone is interested.
I thought we'd agreed we weren't going to talk about your stories anymore.
No. You agreed. I did not.
You've spelled emotional wrong. There's only one L.
What? That doesn't matter. The trouble with you is you do not realise how badly I want to write.
Well, what's the problem? You already write badly.
Well, how would you know? You never read any of it.
You spin me enough of your stories without me having to read them as well.
It's I before E in grieving, Willie, not the other way around.
Let's just forget it, okay? Do you want to read it or mark it?
No, I'm sorry. Let me finish it.
Sorry I took so long. I was just talking to Mr. Stewart. I've drawn him in the monthly medal.
Oh, they have drawing competitions as well, do they?
Alex Stewart, Willie. He's up for elections committee chairman this year.
What did we come here for anyway? Can we not go somewhere else for a drink? This place is dead.
We're not going to the Driftwood to sit and watch you losing money to chancing at darts again.
No, really, it's a great place, Willie. It can be a big social advantage joining a golf club. It only costs £250. And as Vicky's dad's on the committee, well, we just thought, why not?
You've just given me 250 reasons why not.
Mr. McClelland's a member.
251.
Shame about your story, Willie. He's been on the phone about it more often than the speaking clock this week.
Who to? The Samaritans?
And what is that supposed to mean?
Oh, be realistic, Willie. You're never going to make it as a writer. You've been trying long enough and it's got you absolutely nowhere.
I don't know. Look how quickly it got him back to the bank.
Seriously, Willie, they have loads of dances and cheap drink during the happy hour. You should join. You'd like it.
I cannot stand golf. It's far too slow for me. I haven't got the right mentality for it.
You mean you've got the right mentality for something? You taking the game up, Brian?
Well, I've only just started. I mean, I'm not nearly up to your standard yet.
Well, of course not. Still, why don't we have a round sometime? Tonight, you've got nothing else on. Then we could sink a few in the bar and I can give you some advice on your game.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. McClelland. That would be great. I appreciate all the help.
He's in a good mood today. Has he just turned someone down for a loan or something?
No. But while the cat's away, what? His wife is away visiting her mother for a few days.
You want to come along this evening too, William?
No, I can't. I'm busy.
Pity. You'd be cheaper than hiring a caddy.
No, I'm babysitting with Janice tonight.
Doing that a lot lately. Getting a taste for family life, are we, Willie?
Do me a favour. We look after Frank and Linda's kids while they see the solicitor about a divorce. If Janice isn't careful, she'll end up getting custody of the Waynes. Still, they're good wee kids. No bother at all.
See you, Willie.
What?
When you're telling a child a bedtime story, you don't waken her up so she can hear the end.
She fell asleep before I'd finished.
That's the whole point.
It was a good story bit.
What exactly was it you told her?
Just about Noddy.
Uh-huh. Noddy being tortured by Arab terrorists. She's 5 years old, Willie, and she's up there hiding under the blankets, scared stiff.
Anyway, I thought you might like a little company tonight. Who were we?
It's no good. I've lost the mood.
It was here a minute ago.
That was before I spent 20 minutes telling Amy how Big Ears and the SAS had rescued Noddy safely.
Well, I'm sure if we look hard enough again, we can find it. That's a very provocative perfume you're wearing.
It's musk.
Well, it holds the promise of a definite maybe.
A dummy you could give her.
Don't tempt me, Willie. Just don't tempt me.
Oh.
Easy. Easy.
Thanks, Chancer. I can always rely on you to cheer me up.
Willie, I thought you were a better loser than that. You've had enough practice. What are you so miserable about this time?
Well, apart from you stitching me up at darts every weekend, nothing much.
Well, you can't lose them all. Mind you, you're doing your best.
Don't tell me you've finally given up reading the Beano.
That's got better pictures than the Beano. Better stories, too. Hey, Ronnie, this machine's fixed.
I know.
Our throbbing nights. As she lay before the fire, her silky legs and ripe young buttocks sent a thrill through his tightly muscled torso. She was all woman, he was all man, and that is all garbage. Have you got nothing better to spend my money on?
It's better than anything you've written.
What? Anyone could write that sort of rubbish if they wanted to. I just don't want to. I wouldn't lower myself.
Aye, sure.
I could. I could write one of those, no bother.
Willie, the guys that write these are experts. They've probably done loads of research and everything. What would you have to write about?
Plenty. I don't go short, pal. Remember, I've been going out with Jan for a long time now.
Aye, well, you'll not get much material there.
That's all true. We have no problems. Jan has hidden passions.
Well hidden. You haven't been able to find them, that's for sure. Is there a pair of melons down there at all?
What?
I need a pair of melons for the jackpot.
Jan and I do all right. Don't you worry about that. Remember, we have been on holiday together.
A weekend in Rothsay. Hardly Paradise Island, is it?
We never left the hotel room once.
I'm not surprised. There's nothing to do in Rothsay.
We weren't bored. We weren't bored. And what about last night, We were babysitting.
So?
We didn't have any trouble passing the time, that's all. That's all I'm saying.
I As she crossed the settee, the tempting swell of her ripe young buttocks swayed provocatively. "I want you now," he said hoarsely, pulling her onto his rippling. Crinkly. No. Heaving. Yes. Heaving torso. This is disgusting. Can't I wait to see how it ends? Oh, yes! Your wee daughter. Your wee beauty.
What's the occasion? First time he's gone on his own or something?
Not bad, eh? One cheque for £35, one letter of acceptance. The editor said it was exceptional.
No, he said he's never read anything like it in his life.
Told you I could do it.
Aye, well done, Willie. Always thought you could do it. I think you got time for a quick game of darts. I thought we might.
Oh, no. You're not getting your hands on any of this. This is one in the eye for you, pal, and for Janice. When I cash this, she's going to have to eat a few of her words, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly a lot happier than you were.
Well, I am, Jan. I am, because you see, I've got this whole new approach. If I write something and no one likes it, well, that's too bad. I'll just have to try and be sensible and mature about it.
Well, that certainly is a new approach for you, Willie.
Well, like they say, try anything once.
Everything's awfully expensive, isn't it?
I told you, anything you want, never mind the price.
So, what was your story about? The story you sold, what was it about?
Well, it was sort of about exploring. The roast duck in here is supposed to be absolutely...
I'd like to read it.
What? Why? You never read any of my stories. You never want to.
Well, I know, but Vicky thinks I ought to, so I want to read this one.
Vicky ought to mind her own flippin' business.
This certainly is a new approach, Willie. Usually you're desperate for absolutely everyone to read them.
Maybe the chicken would be better. Or the steak. I think I'll have the steak. Waiter!
Well, can I?
Can you what?
Can I read your story?
Well, I mean, what is the point? I just don't think you'd like it, that's all. It's not really about anything you're interested in. Look, are we here to have a debate or what? Eat your dinner. Order something.
You're right. I'll read it when I get home.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Really? Has it helped? Our wee chat? Has it helped cheer you up?
Mr. McClellan! Well, hello. Fancy meeting you here.
Oh, William, I didn't think this was your sort of place.
Oh, aye, it's a bit of all right. A bit of all right.
I believe you met Michelle.
No, I've only met your wife. When I heard she was away, I thought you'd be doing something like this. Does it all the time, you know. What? Eats out.
Yes, well, we were just about to leave, actually.
Oh, sorry. Don't let me hold you back. The night is extremely young. There must be plenty more you want to do with this evening, eh? Better than golf, isn't it? I'll see you in the morning then, Adam.
Hey, baby. Are we all right, or Root?
Be a pal. Sign these for me, Adam.
Good of you to fit in some work between phone calls. If you'd like some more privacy, I could have a kiosk installed.
No, thanks.
If you could spare the time, make some coffee.
Oh, not for me, thanks. I've gone right off coffee. Had a cup of Duff cappuccino at that restaurant where I met you the other night.
Thin ice, William. Very thin ice.
I hear Mrs. McClellan's home now. You must have missed her. Still, it must be nice to have such an open, liberated relationship like the two of you seem to have.
On with your work, William. Get one of the girls to make the coffee.
Brian, dear, got a minute?
I'm telling you, Vicky, he's a changed person. Cheerful, pleasant, relaxed.
Doesn't sound like Willie. Are you sure he's not ill?
He's even happier about the bank. He said he took my advice and got on Mr. McClellan's good side. They have an understanding now.
Well, I hope it lasts, Jan.
So do I. Who knows? If he settles down there, he might forget about writing his precious magazine stories completely.
I hate buying these things. It's embarrassing. You can feel everybody looking at you.
Rubbish. They're educational, aren't they?
Is that why you always had a bunch of them in your desk at school?
Well, that is what I call a story, Willie. It's a classic. A classic.
Thank you.
Well, does this not call for a drink?
Okay. But this is not a celebration, Chancer. I'm not proud of that. I did it merely as an exercise in writing. I wanted to prove to you that I could do it, so I did it. But as far as I'm concerned, that is going in the bin.
Aye, all right, all right.
Come on. What is all this?
I finally cracked that flipping fruit machine. Triple jack, 60 quid. Not bad, eh?
What?
So, you're not going to write any more of these stories?
Are you kidding? It's 35 quid a time. I've started 2 more already. You're not the only one that's hit the jackpot, son. Come on.
Hi, lads.
Hi, Ronnie. How you doing, Ronnie?
As usual. Hi. Waste of time you're coming in here the day, son.
How?
Some so-and-so nicked my fruit machine last night, didn't they? Aye. They come in through the lavvy window and huckled it out the back door.
Oh, no!
Aye. I mean, they even took the charity bottle off the bar.
They never.
They did. I had to start a new one.
That is a sin. Here.
Shouldn't have bothered, son.
No, Ronnie. It's the least we can do. Come on, Willie.
Come here. Chancer, you didn't. Tell me you didn't.
Business is business, Willie. He can afford it. Besides, the amount of money I put in that machine, I could have bought this place.
Oh, Willie, read any more of your wee stories?
Ah, well, you know. Ah, all right, go on, show 'em.
Show what?
The magazine.
I haven't got it, Willie.
What?
You said you didn't want it, so I chipped it in the bin.
What bin? Oh!
all the fuss about? It's just a dirty book. My ma used to find nudie books in my room all the time, and she never minded.
Your mother was probably in half of them, that's why.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
What's happened?
I come round here to find your mother almost on the floor.
No wonder she's had almost half a bottle of sherry.
That was after. I gave her that because she was faint.
Why? What's wrong, Mum?
This is wrong, Willie.
Oh, that's Chance's. But it's not mine.
This story is yours, though. This trash has got your name on it. No wonder you didn't want me to read it. Musk Lust. I don't need to guess where you get that title from.
Coincidence?
You should be ashamed of yourself. An innocent night's babysitting turns into an orgy of unbridled passion. That's some coincidence, Willie. Clearing toys from the settee, bolero and the stereo. Does that not sound a bit familiar?
It's just a story. I made most of it up.
You can say that again. What they did with that Jack-in-the-Box was sick.
It's not my fault no one else would publish my stories. I only did it for a laugh.
But it's filth.
At least it's well-written filth.
You should be ashamed of yourself. I thought you were actually beginning to improve. But if this is your idea of being sensible and mature, there's no hope for you.
It is sensible and mature, Jan. They pay £35 for those stories. I'd be daft not to do it. It's common sense.
Common is too good a word for this.
Jan, don't get so excited. Look, nobody reads this sort of rubbish anyway. Only idiots like Chancer. If half of them can read, I'd be surprised.
Well, don't be surprised if you don't get the chance to do any more research, will you?
Janice!
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I know.
How you could bear to write muck like that and bring it into this house. It's disgusting.
It is not. It is educational.
Oh.
It is artistic adult literature. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Besides, I can always use a phony name.
Don't you dare. And I am warning you. If you dare to bring any more of these things into this house, you're out in your ear.
All right. I will not write any more stories. I promise. More stories? Certainly. I can let you have another next week. The saucy truth about what goes on behind the door of an insatiable bank manager's office. No. Thank you.
Hello, yes? No, William isn't here. He's about to take tea with the manager. No, I'm not his secretary. Who's calling? Say that again. Erotica Publications. Yes, certainly. You can send his free copy here. No. Thank you. Mr. McClelland, Willie's still not in yet, but this envelope's arrived from... I thought you might want to open it in case it's anything important.
Disgusting. Good God. It shouldn't be allowed. All right, Brian, leave this with me. I think we've got William by the short and curly.
All present and correct, Mr. McClelland.
A package arrived here this morning, and since we couldn't make out the name on it, we opened it. Didn't we, Brian?
Yes, indeed, Mr. McClelland. We did.
Surprisingly, it contained
Disgusting?
Disgusting, obscene magazine. Pardon, William?
Nothing, the coffee.
I sent this magazine to head office to see what personnel could make of it, and they've instructed all branch managers to investigate to find out what irresponsible idiot is receiving pornographic material through the mail. Of course, I know that none of you could possibly be involved. But head office instructed me to face you with it anyway. All right, out you go and open up. Oh, William, a moment. Irresponsible idiot. I immediately thought of you.
Not me. Absolutely nothing to do with me.
I don't know what head office would do if this was traced back to you, William. Instant dismissal, I should imagine.
For one wee mistake?
I mean obscene literature through the post. They might even make it public. This isn't as open-minded and liberated an organization as you might think. But you get my drift.
I get your drift.
I believe this is what is known as a stalemate.
Suppose so.
But in future, you'd better keep your nose clean. Very clean. Think you can manage that?
I'll borrow a crate of Brian's cotton buds.
You're a pathetic little banker, William. The only thing worse than the morons who read that stuff are the morons who write it. All right, go on with your work. Perhaps you could make a start in some of these. But first, get your ripe young buttocks out there and put the kettle on.
Many parties when I'm away.
No.
No, and no booze-ups with your drunken friends.
No.
Get to work on time. Don't keep the neighbours up all night with your noise.
Apart from that, I can do as I please, though, eh?
And don't you dare let that Chancellor stay. The last time he spent the night, he stole all my towels.
That was a mistake. It was force of habit. He brought them back.
Got your magazine, Mrs. Morgan, and a sweetie for the train.
Thank you, dear.
All set?
Yes, we've agreed I'm going to hibernate till she gets back.
Now, I'm trusting you to behave yourself. And I'm trusting Janice to tell me if you don't.
She will.
I will. Have a nice time.
Give my love to Auntie Betty.
Yes, well done. Goodbye. Bye.
Don't feel you have to hurry home.
Your mum's taking a break.
Yeah. Change of gospel, do the world a good.
Well, I just hope she doesn't waste it worrying about the house.
I can hardly turn into a Soho strip club in 7 days, can I? Even with Chancellor's help.
That's me. I'm skint. B-R-O-K-E, skint.
Aye, money doesn't go very far these days, eh?
I don't know. Mine's made it all the way down to your end of the table, nae bother.
Brian? Brian? Are you in or out?
Not tonight, Vicky. I've got a headache. Oh, sorry, lads. I'll have to go. I said I'd be in by 10.
You'll be hard pushed. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'll have to go.
Chancellor, are you going to play or no?
Don't rush me, Willie. Don't rush me. It's a big pot.
I know, and I'd like to win it before the value of the pound drops any lower. Some of have got to work in the morning.
Don't worry about that, Willie. McClellan's going to a funeral tomorrow.
Yeah? Let's hope it's his own.
you'll not be until about 12, which is when Willie usually gets in anyway.
Brian, it's your minicab.
Hey? Vicky! Pet!
Don't pet me! Have we forgotten what Mr. Big Hand and Mrs. Little Hand say?
I was just about
I tried to phone an hour ago. It's off the hook. Don't think you'll get off the hook as easily.
I was just about to come home.
How much have you lost?
10, 11,
15.
Right.
Hey!
Thank you. Is that everything?
Yes.
No, Chancellor won his wedding ring.
Home, Brian.
I'll see you in the morning, pet. He won't be allowed to do it again till Easter.
Might as well start again. Another game?
Oh, no, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
No me, I'm skint. I'm packing it in for good. No more gambling for me again, ever. Oh, for a £1. Right, whose deal is it?
Whistle while you work. La, 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 la. La, 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 la,
What's the officer?
Oh, sorry, did I waken you?
What did we get through last night?
What?
What did I bring?
2 dozen cans.
What did Tam bring?
3 dozen cans.
What did Brian bring?
His Trivial Pursuit.
That's it. That Trivial Pursuit fair gives you a headache. Is there anything to eat?
Give me a hand to clean up first.
Aye, sure.
Whoop. Da-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee.
Is there anything to eat?
Chicken curry?
I'm not feeling too well, Mr. McClelland. I wonder if I could go home early.
Yes, all right. Just put my balls in the safe before you go, will you?
Oh, what a beautiful afternoon, Brian. Your coffee, Mr. McClelland. Brian, I've left your coffee in your desk, just the way you like it. Milk, 2 sugars, and a big, fat, greasy pie.
Willie, please. I am not well.
Oh.
My head is thumping.
Oh, no!
I feel sick.
Oh.
I had an awful night. It must have been something I ate.
Or something you married.
What are you so cheerful about?
Why shouldn't I be? The sun's in the sky, God's in heaven, and my mother's in Millport.
It's a terrible thing, isn't it? Death.
The way Brian's feeling today, it might just be an improvement.
I'm talking about Bill here.
Bill where?
Bill here. We cremated him this morning. Ah. I was his best friend.
So what? You get to keep him? Or did they raffle him afterwards or something?
I've got him because we're scattering his ashes over the golf course on Sunday. Not in the greens, naturally.
Oh, God.
Naturally. In the bunkers, mostly. Well, he spent enough time in them when he was alive. Poor old Bill. Tried all his life to get a handicap. Now he's dead.
Yep. You can't get a much bigger handicap than that, can you?
Well, William, what can I say about your story? Loved the ending.
Really?
Really. Couldn't come quickly enough. As for the rest of the story, well, it's like the curate's egg.
What? You mean it stinks?
No, it's good in parts. Your story's both good and original. Unfortunately, the good parts aren't original, and the original parts aren't good. At least that's how Samuel Johnson puts it.
You mean you've let somebody else read my story?
No, he's a... Look, Imagination is important, I admit. But the best way to begin is to write what you know. Write about the things you've actually experienced.
Oh, please, sir, that's exactly what I did. I wrote about some of the boyfriends I've had. You know, some of my more serious relationships.
Serious, perhaps. Explicit, certainly. Norman Mailer would be proud of you, Irene.
I don't know a Norman Mailer. I knew a Norman McKechnie once. He was pure dead brilliant, so he was.
Giving you a 10.
That's what Norman gave me as well.
Out of 100?
Oh, no, William. I've not had that many boyfriends. It's not as if I'm insatiable.
Not insatiable? She goes on the prowl more often than Batman.
Your teacher's wrong, Willie. What experiences have you got to write about? I'm the one that's lived. I've been a navvy, a brickie, I've worked in the dole.
Aye, if ever you'd learned to read and write, you could have made a fortune.
What have you ever done except work in a bank?
I had a milk round.
Aye, and you gave that up because you're afraid to go out in the dark. Rubbish. You know what life's like, Willie. You're too sheltered. Writers are meant to live in squalor, in crappy wee dumps.
I tried that, remember? You kicked me out of your place.
How did yours? I'm the one that's had experiences.
Trouble is you can't remember them the morning after.
Wait a minute. I didn't take anything. I'm just window shopping. No, the game's up. You call me fair and square. I'll take what's coming to me.
Like what?
50 pence would do. 20?
What do you do at night?
At night?
Aye. What do you do?
Sleep and that. What do you do?
But where?
Where?
Where do you go? How do you live?
God, it's like mastermind. What was the question again?
How'd you fancy a cup of tea and something to eat?
Oh, well, aye. Oh, I'm quite partial to food. You know, I try to eat once a month without fail. When I'm hungry, I know. Oh, that was grand, son. And I should know, the Ritz, the Dorchester, the Savoy. I've eaten out at some of the best hotel dustbins in the country.
So what do you think of my idea, then?
I'm all for it, I'm all for it. What idea was that, then, son?
I want you to take me out on the road. Show me life on the street.
Oh, aye, that. YTS, is it? One of the training schemes.
Well, something like that. Now, I'll pay you a £5 up front, and another when the weekend's over.
Oh, well, I'm your man. I mean, I've got the experience. I've done it all. You know that song, Streets of London?
Aye.
You know what I say to myself every time I hear that song?
What?
I say, there goes that song again. Oh, I'm the wee boy to show you around. You did say a tenner up front.
You're the one that said I should see more life.
You see that, all right? There's things living in their clothes for a start.
Look, it's a great idea. I saw it in The Prince and the Pauper.
I've never been in there, Willie.
It's not a book, it's a film.
Tam, what are you doing? That thing's empty.
I know. I just like to watch the wheels going round.
As daft as you are.
Look, I've told you before, I will see how the other half lives if it kills me. At least I'm dressing up as a scruff bag for a reason. What's your excuse?
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Chambers.
Who?
Mr. Charles John Dox Chambers.
Who?
Wears a green parka.
Oh, Chancer.
Yes.
Don't know the guy.
sweet lips a little closer to the fire. See folk nowadays, they throw away nothing but rubbish.
Where are we going? We're going to a doll's house.
No. I keep away from these places. You should see the scruff they let in. You see, all went wrong for me when I lost my wife. Oh, aye. What a card game that was. Oh, it was a gambling with me. Horses, dogs, anything. I lost my house. I lost my job. I was ruined. I'm telling you, I was so ashamed of the disgrace. I changed my name.
What is your name, by the way?
Oh, well, just don't call me Lucky Jim.
You're awful quiet. I thought there would be more going on. I've seen more life at a Sunday school picnic.
Ah, well, maybe they're shy.
Do something to break the ice.
Like what?
I don't know. Take round a tray of sandwiches, musical chairs, eh?
I can play the mouth organ.
Have you got one on you?
No. Can you play it?
Aye, a grand piano, but I haven't got one on me. Look, maybe if we start talking, the rest will join in.
See if you look into the fire. If you just sit and stare deep into the flames. Aye? Your face gets red hot. It's okay.
Now listen. You'll never believe what happened to me.
I couldn't believe what happened to me either. Two novelists, a playwright, and a reporter from the Sunday Post, all round the one fire.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't all writers.
Oh, true. The guy in the duffel coat got lost on the way home and lay down to sleep it off.
Well, how was I to know? It wasn't my fault.
I'm paying you a tenner to meet the real thing.
And you will. See, there's a Salvation Army Centre.
No. I've had enough of life on the road. One night al fresco was enough for me. You will bring them to my house this afternoon, right?
I will. Your house this afternoon?
Yes.
There's just one thing.
Uh-huh.
Is it to come as you are?
I tell you, Jan, Ryan was drunk as doolally. In his Y fronts. He left a trail of Trivial Pursuit cards up the path, and then he was sick in his tropical fish tank.
What's so funny? Well, he must have felt awful about it the next morning.
He'll feel awful about it for the next month. I'll see to that.
Well, you think you've got problems? I haven't seen Willie since Thursday. I'm going round there now. I'll probably find out Chancer's moved in full time.
Or worse.
That's not possible. What could be worse?
Hey, give me that.
Good, Jim. Well done.
Oh, no problem. They're all great lads. The salt of the earth. Wonderful, marvellous. But don't tell them you paid me. They would cut your throat for 10 pence.
I expect you're all wondering why I called you here. Cops. Go.
Willie, your door was wide open. I saw an awful...
Jan, I didn't hear you come in. I don't believe you've met Bin Led Belgrano.
Dermatitis Den, aerosol Archie, Togo's rat, wee snot or big snot.
Willie, what does this mean?
I'll need an extra cup. Thanks very much, yes. Take care on the stairs now. Look after yourself. Put that down. Thank you. Bye. There is a perfectly simple explanation.
I don't believe it.
You haven't heard it yet.
Whatever it is, I don't believe it. You promised your mother you'd behave if she knew who you were bringing back.
She isn't going to find out, is she? Unless you blab. I mean, who's going to tell her? My dad? Leon! Where is it?
What?
My dad is on! Where is it?
It's gone!
I know it's gone! I can see it's gone! I don't need a second bloody opinion!
When was it there last?
It's always there! He doesn't move about much, does he? He doesn't go through the bedroom when he feels like a lie down.
One of them took it!
What?
They must have!
Oh, God! My mommy will kill me! Oh, no!
They've vanished.
Oil! What's going on here? Bionic bloody dossers!
Well, that would hang about if they'd just stolen something.
Janice, what am I going to do?
Hey, Willie, how's it going?
Chancellor! When you were in my house the other night, did you notice my father's urn on top of the telly?
Aye, why?
We've lost the ashes.
You make it sound like a bloody test match. Are you positive you saw it there?
No. Oh, that's where they always are. Remember, I went to the telly and...
Oh, no. He put it in the bin. He threw my father in the bin.
No, I only threw him in the cardboard box.
That's right. I threw him in the bin. Oh, it's not good. They've been emptied. He's gone.
What are you going to do now?
Kill myself. And you.
Come on.
The tip. What am I going to do when I get there? Throw myself off the top?
Look, it's not every day they collect someone's remains from a dustbin. Maybe somebody noticed them. Him. It.
Oh, she's right. It's worth a try, isn't it?
Sure, Willie. No chance.
Aye?
No. He says if it was put in the truck, it would have been crushed. And if it was brought here, it would have been incinerated.
No.
Look on the bright side, Willie. Maybe it wasn't thrown out, crushed and incinerated.
Yeah?
Maybe it's just stolen after all.
Oh, that's the bright side. What's the bad news?
Your mum gets home tomorrow. What are we going to do?
Look, it's him. It's him.
Oh, looks nothing like your feather, Willie.
Jim!
What again?
Jim, the men you brought to my house.
Oh, what is this? Who are you?
Jim, it's me, remember? The bonfire. The tenor.
Alf!
What?
Did you notice your name was Alfresco?
Jim, the men you brought to my house, one of them may have stolen something, an urn.
An urn?
I must get it back. Do you know where to find them?
Oh, here and there, round and about.
Find them and tell them to bring it back. If they've got it, I'll pay for it. They won't get into any trouble if they return it.
They've got it, you'll pay for it. If they bring it back.
Aye.
Right, I've got that. No problem. What was it again?
An urn. A mahogany urn.
That's right. Count on me, son.
Do you really think he'll find it?
With a name like Lucky Jim? No chance.
Good old yellow pages. Bloody useless.
You'd think somewhere in Glasgow we could find an urn to match.
Trust your dad to have a designer urn.
Does it have to be identical?
No, we can tell Mum that Dad felt like a change, so he slipped into something more comfortable.
We must have seen 100 urns today.
None of them were even similar.
We should have bought one anyway. When my mum finds out what's happened, I'm going to need an un for myself. There must be an identical one somewhere. I've seen one, I'm sure I have. I just can't remember where.
Well, think, Willie. I know it's hard for you, but think.
The bank!
Which bank?
McClellan's pal died, right? And McClellan was given the job of scattering his ashes in the bunkers, because they're not allowed to put them on the greens naturally.
What?
Anyway, the urn was identical to ours. I remember thinking it at the time. And they're scattering the ashes tomorrow.
Would they give you the urn afterwards, though?
I don't see why not. Unless there's money back in the empties.
Never liked the 18th. When you're chipping just off the green, the wind can be really tricky. Well, there we are. We've all witnessed a piece of history today. It's the first time Bill's gone round the course without fiddling his score. If no one objects, I'd like to take this home with me now as a small but sincere reminder. Then again, if I change quickly, I might manage 9 holes before lunch sticks this week.
Phil! You great cow's pancake! When did you do that? Oh.
What are you doing here?
How deep is that?
You're not even members.
How deep?
I don't know.
Look out! Oh, heck, Brian. I'm sorry. I could swear I heard someone shout. Just like that. Well, surely you can find it between the berry.
Is it not heavy enough yet, Willie?
Suppose so. Not in there! There's a wee dent.
She'll never notice.
And a scratch.
He cut himself shaving. Come on, Willie. She's not going to go over it with a microscope, is she?
I suppose not. We're going to do it. We are going to get away with it.
Aye. And it'll make a great story for your writing class, eh?
It's all right, Jan. We are out of danger.
What's all this about a writing class, Willie?
That'll be my mum. Go get it. Fingers crossed. Act casual, act casual.
Chance it. It's for you.
Ah, good. You're here. I'm from the Department of Health and Social Security. We're to answer some questions about the benefits you've been claiming.
Aye, sure.
There's the other little matter of a fruit machine as well. Oh.
Don't worry, we'll get away with it.
I'm not worried. I'm only doing this because I know how upset your mum will be if she finds out.
Well, what she doesn't know can't hurt me. Mum! Welcome home! Everything here is fine.
All right, what's going on?
Oh,
Oh, downstairs! That had nothing to do with us. Everything here is hunky-dory.
You know, Chancer.
Something's wrong. Explain this for a start.
What? It looks perfectly fine to me.
Oh, yes. But I took your father with me for the week. So who's this on top of my telly?
There is a perfectly simple explanation.
I can't wait to hear it.
To be honest, Willie, neither can I.
Well, and that is the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. No kidding.
Excellent, William. A very funny story. But as for the truth...
It is. Every word. I took your advice. I wrote what actually happened.
Come on, only an idiot would believe a story like that.
Oh, I believe it, William. I do. Because you know exactly the same thing happened to me once.
Aye. Typical. The first time I write a story based on truth and nobody believes it.
Oh, I can't think why. You think you were always telling lies or something?
All right. I'm sorry about the writing class. I should have told you sooner. The main thing is, my mother believed me. As far as she's concerned, I was looking after that un from McClelland over the weekend.
Your mum's holiday did her the world of good, and Chancer getting arrested cheered her up no end. Let's keep it that way.
But no problem. There is no way she can possibly find out the truth.
That's a better.